What's up, guys? It's Gago Peters over here, and I met with this wonderful poet from South Sudan, and he's been working in Kenya doing poetry, and we just want to know him as a person and what he does. So introduce yourself.
Yeah, how are you guys doing? My name is K2. I'm a young South Sudanese poet who has been doing poetry so far for the last, I think, 4 years. So I do poetry full time. I'm also a writer. I write songs for other artists. Yeah, so that's me.
So far umeandika wimbo gani?
Sai siwezi disclose cause tuseme msanii ni msanii mkubwa na until the songs are out ndio sasa tutaweza kudisclose, but for now ni private. Yeah.
Well, you're making me curious. I want to ask that, is the msanii a Kenyan or South Sudanese that you wrote the song for?
He's a South Sudanese.
A big one.
Yeah, a big one. A very big one, not even a big one, a very big one.
Okay, so what is your original name apart from the stage name?
Yeah, jina serikali ni Chol Matiop Chol. That is my official name. Yeah.
Okay, you do poetry. By the way, guys, I checked his YouTube channel, Poet K2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a very good poet, so why don't you check him out? And as we go on, when did you discover the passion in poets?
Yeah, I discovered how I'm good in poetry, or let's say back in high school. I used to do a lot of things. Some things that involves talking a lot. Vitu kama kufanya debating, public speaking. I went into journalism club. From hapo nikajua niko na kierere ya kuongea sana, so nikaamua mbona nisieke kwa into good use, so I decided to put it into art, ambayo sasa ni spoken word. That was back in the days in high school. From there, as I said, the rest is history, and here we are with you now.
Okay, so what kind of poetry do you do?
Yeah, so as you guys know, there are 3 types of poetry. There is lyrical, narrative, and then there's dramatic. I do dramatic. I do narrative type of poetry, which is a type of poetry whereby you do a poem as if you're narrating a story. Yeah, so if you go to my YouTube channel, you see most of my poems zinaka story, but it's a type of poetry. Yeah, so a narrative type of poetry, that's what I do.
Why did you select that?
I'm good at storytelling. I think that my relatives and my friends know that most of the time I talk a lot, so na mi ni mse napenda ma story sana, so I saw that is what I'm good at, so nikamua let me go with it, of which unajua sasa dramatic poetry, it's basically yenye inafanyangwa kwa stage theater. So me, I'm not that good of an actor, so nikaacha hiyo kiasi. Lyrical, it's too much of writing, too much of vocabularies na hizo vitu zote stuff, so nikaamua acha tu nipeane story, and so far so good. Yeah. Okay,
and where do you get your inspiration to write the poems?
Inspiration inatoka kwa upande mingi manze. Wanasemanga sisi kama poets ndio the voice of the voiceless back in the community. Yeah, so vitu mingi hufanyika in the community, and we need people to speak out on them. So if I see anything happening in the community and it needs to be voiced out, so me nafika hapo. Yeah, that's where we come in as poets, as artists too. So that's where we get our inspiration from. And a lot of things, and daily activities so far, that's what I can say.
Okay. Yeah. Poetry mostly comes with a lot of emotions, right? Yeah. So I want to know the kind of environment you grew in. To an extent, you say that you wanted to narrate stories and say of what is happening in the communities.
Yeah, I'm a South Sudanese, but I was born in Kenya. Nilizaliwa Kenya, that is in Kakuma refugee camp back in the 90s. And as you guys know, if you guys have heard of refugee camps, or you've seen documentaries based on refugee camps, you guys already know the environment huko. Environment si nzuri vile, we have to cope with hardship in life. Mostly where I grew up in, that is Kakuma refugee camp. Environment si nzuri vile, there are a lot of things. There is crime, there is inadequate of many stuff. if not for the electricity, if not for the United Nation, of which nawashukuru sana. If not for them, man, a lot of things wouldn't have been happening in Kenya. So in Kakuma, I mean, but so vitu mingi vimefanyika sana, and so far we're trying to push on with life, but the environment isn't that well, because you'll find that the education part si nzuri vile. We have to cope with life. Like mimi naweza kakuambia nimerepeat nursery mara 5 just because of how the education system is over there. So that's the environment that I grew up in.
Okay, so since that you've been doing poetry for like 4 years so far, what are some of the difficulties that you're facing?
Mostly the main one is not being accepted. Sisi hatujakubaliwa sana na watu wetu, mostly South Sudanese. It's kind of rare to see a South Sudanese poet. Ni ngumu sana. Ukiona msudi yote mwenye anafanya poetry amekubaliwa sana, then ujue huyo msee amejisukuma sana. So the first thing I will say ni kutokubaliwa na watu wetu. It's not good. It's just like they say, Yesu hakukubaliwa kwao. So we just accept and push on. The second thing is financial instability. As an artist, you need money to finance your project. So like currently as we speak right now, most of my projects ziko pending just because of what? Because of money, and then opportunities to explore and to showcase your talent ni ngumu sana. Just like I had said, ni ngumu tukubaliwe. So those I think those are some of the challenges. The other thing is poetry hasn't been accepted that well, but not only in our side, but the outer world. So utapata kupata magigs ni ngumu, and hata ukipata utapatiwa tu ile ya kufunga macho. So lakini tunaendelea kupush. And I hope the future is promising.
Speaking of the future, what are some of your big plans? What are some of your ambitions and goals?
The question was supposed to be where do you see yourself in 5 years time? Which is the future. Or anyway, so I've got a lot of plans, but as we are always told, you can't tell the future, but God willing, God willing, I've got projects that I've planned, and I wish I have mentors that mentor me in this thing, and I have people that I look up to. An example is there's a poet based in the United States. He's called Rudy Francisco. That's a guy that I look up to very much. Him say I wish to work with in the future. God willing, vitu zikienda poa. As I said earlier, kuna projects zangu zingine zenye ziko pending. So God willing, nikipata good financial, I'll be dropping things. So you guys expect good things in the near future. I'll be dropping some good things.
Okay, so why don't you tell us your social handles?
My social handles are on Facebook. Sijui wamekataa for the last 6 years ni change jinangu kwa nguvu. So my name on Facebook is John Chol Matiop, but on other platforms it's Poet K2. On Instagram, Poet K2 without a space. On Twitter, Poet K2. On YouTube, Poet K, I love 2 in words. All the other platforms. So those are my handles.
Okay, so guys, make sure to support him, make sure to give him the support that he needs, and check out his handles, right?
And before that, and today as we are speaking right now, there is an ongoing event that we're to do. We're launching an album of a friend of mine called Dofan. So the album is supposed to be dropping in a few minutes time. So you guys check him out on all his social media platforms too.
Support a friend, isn't it? Okay, so we are done with that. 5 random questions, okay? Question number 1. You said that you are from the Kakuma refugee camp. What is one thing that you will want to change?
In Kakuma refugee camp, ni vitu mbili. Jua na vumbi. nakwambia you guys all know manze.
I've been there. I know the situation.
Northern part of Kenya unajua jua si mchezo. Mostly ukifika Lodwar ni kama umekuwa in a frying pan manze.
Yeah, so most of the people wako na macho red.
Yeah, but jokes aside, honestly speaking, if we were to change something in Kakuma, the education system, because manze the generation yenye ina come next, hatutaki iwapitia the same way that we grew up in. So the education system, and that is what I would like to change and put it properly.
Future.
Yeah, for the good future.
For the good future.
Yeah. 1 down, 4 to go.
Hesabu hiyo sana. What kind of a phone will you never use?
I won't say I'll never use, but it's a type of a phone that I'll never buy with my own money. An iPhone. It's first of all, it's very selfish. Okay, for any future chances, mustn't take serious. But an iPhone is manze, it's too selfish with a lot of things. Na si watu wenye tumezoea nini Android manze, come on. So an iPhone probably, but sisemi sita I use, but buying it with my own money. Hiyo mtangoja. Nitapatia mtu aenda anibaie alete.
But itakuwa pesa yako bado.
Nitakuwa nimepatia mtu mwingine hiyo time.
Okay.
Yeah.
In South Sudan there are like 63 plus tribes.
Yeah.
Let us not talk of sub-tribes.
Yeah.
Okay? Ni tribe gani unawezataka kuoa?
Hey.
Which is your fantastic wife material?
Something that does not relate with this. Mimi nimekaa Kenya 23 and above years, yeah? I'm a South Sudan. So I have no plans of, sorry for the ladies, but I have no plan of marrying a South Sudanese. Mimi nishapata Mkenya and that's it. Wallahi, siko ubaya. Mimi sina plans za kuwa Msudi na nilishaambia mzee, so anajua.
So anajua dawari analipa nia.
That was a conversation we had for almost 4 hours. Yeah, so dawari tunapeleka Luolan. Yeah.
That Kenyan lady must be lucky because Wasudi ulipa dawari. Guy, dawari.
Mzazi ataitisha.
But wajua sasa ni nyinyi kucheza.
Akiitisha ng'ombe 100, that is so be it. So far
utafanya negotiation?
Pana, so unajua ile pride yetu. Si tuko na pride moja na Waluo, so it's not bad. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, cool.
That is the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, which place will you want to visit for just a simple vacation across the world?
4 places. I don't know how you even got to ask me these questions, but I was expecting it. 4 places, yeah. There is Paris, Great Wall of China, New York, Dubai, and the Great. In whole, make it general, and then the Great Pyramids of Giza.
So we add those.
Yeah. So those are my destination places that I really want to visit.
Those are your dream places.
Mbaya sana. Yeah.
Okay, so hizo ni swali ngapi?
Hizo ni 4.
Yeah,
want
to go. Sasa hii hata tunakuuliza ni gani?
Give me a hard one. Nipatie ile ngumu sana.
A hard one. Yes, a hard one. In South It's not math. Let me talk about South Sudan because senior Sweden. In South Sudan, sex is something that is very sacred.
Yeah.
So you understand that?
True.
Our ladies, like, we are usually not monitored, or not monitored because we're usually monitored. We're not like sat down when we have that sex talk. It's not allowed. The only time you'll have a sex talk is when you're getting married, the night before your wedding, or before you go to your husband.
Yeah.
So do you think that is something that should be changed, or is something that, this generation, sex is not something big? So do you think it's belittling our morals as South Sudanese and our culture, or do you think it's something that they should allow our ladies and men to like get involved, because maybe it's generation to generation, or does it have something to do with morals?
Yeah, that is a very sensitive topic, yeah? And most of the time, whenever people talk about it, people turn tables, right? And as you had said, kwanza ningependa kusema Mungu alikuwa na sababu ya kucreate Adam na nani and Eve, yeah? And the main thing that according to religion, the main thing we're here, it's through that we're here. if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so these are very important topics that parents should sit down and talk to their children. Well, why am I saying this? We are currently in a generation whereby there's too much of things that are happening. Mostly we are in a generation of social media, so you will find that kids are going online to watch pornography, and they think whatever that they are watching, it's true. But it's the reality. But if parents do sit down with kids, talk about the importance of this thing, how it goes, how you protect yourself, when is the right time to do it, I think will have helped a lot of guys. And that is why most of the time you'll find that back in the community, from example where I come from, Kakuma, utapata wasichana wengi wako na mimba because of that. You don't sit down with your kids, hakuna sex talk. Hii si kitu, there's nothing new nowadays, manze. Hizi ni vitu ambavyo tunafaa tuongelea. So you're supposed to sit down with your kids, manze, talk about these things, ndio pia you protect them. Yeah.
Aya, sasa hebu tell your fans something.
My fans, mi naweza tu waambie kitu moja in quotes. This is a quote of someone else. Yeah, your destiny can be delayed, but it can never be changed, and God's time is the best. Full stop. Yeah. Yeah.
Aya, thank you so much for joining us. Okay.
I appreciate, man. Thanks for the
Okay,
time.
sawa.